Now we will continue to the lesson with adding and subtracting different base numbers. So firstly, let's remind you adding and subtracting in our base like 78, 97. Now, when we add these numbers, you don't need to write this part, When we add these numbers, we work out of 10. We calculate everything by looking 10 and powers of 10. So, 8 plus 7 makes 15. 15 is 5 bigger than 10. So, we must take this 10 and we must put it to the next part. So, from 15, if you take 10 out, there remains 5. You write here 5 and you put 10 to the other side, because when you have a 10 in this part, remember that when we write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, when it becomes 10, you write here 0 and you put that 10 to the next part. Remember this. So 7 plus 1, 8, 9 plus 8 is 17. So from this 17, we must take the 10 part out. So if you take the 10 part out, there remains 7, and you need to put 10, that 10 to the next part as 1. Okay? Remember this. Also in subtraction, 23 minus 17. So when you have this kind of case, 3 minus 7, we cannot calculate that part. So you take a 10 from left to right. So 10 plus 3 makes 13. You take a 10. Look at that. We are talking about 10 always, because this is base 10. When it is different base, we will talk about that number. So when you take a 10 here, 10 plus 3 makes 13. 13 minus 7 makes what? 6. Is it 6? Yes. 6. Now there remains 1. We already took one of it to the other side. So there remains 1. 1 minus 1 makes 0. Okay. Now, if we clean this part, let's keep it there. And let's do with another color. Let's choose this one. So, which base do we calculate? Let's use another base. Base 6 we didn't use, huh? Base 6 we didn't use. In base 6, I can use 5, 4, 2. I can use numbers smaller than 6. Here let's write 1, again 4, here 5, let's write. Let's, in base 6, yes. Now we will calculate it in base 6. Now look at that. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 is bigger than 6. So I need to take 6 out of 7. If you take 6 from 7, if you subtract 6 from 7, there remains 1. Okay. So we need to put this 6 to the other part as 1. So 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Bigger than 6. So take 6 out, there remains 9 minus 6 makes 3. So we need to put this 6 to the next part as a single 1. So 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7, again bigger than 6. From 7, if you take 6 out, there remains 1, and you must put that 6 to the next part as a single 1. Okay? So you don't need to write this one also. You can write the next question which I am going to ask to you. I think you understood the idea. What? No, no need. We calculated in the base 6. In the result, you see that I wrote there. I must show this one. The thing which you talk about. We wrote there base 6 in the result part. Now let's go to the next page and let's give you a question. And number 1, which base do you want? Okay. Number 1 wants base 5. In base 5, I can use which numbers? Smaller than 5. 2, 4, 3. Here, 4, 4, and 4. In base 5. add them. Try to solve it on your notebooks. Let's wait a bit for you. I also use the word let's a lot of times. I don't like using it a lot of times. Many times. Are you finished? Number 2 is finished. Now last time I have called number 3. Now the next number 1's turn. Yes, if he can. I'll call him to the board. Oh, I gave his sender once again. So, is my sound over there? Yes, I can see the green light. Is the, yes. Number 1, Heidi, show it on us. Choose your color, change the color in pen part. In the left part, choose your color. Do it with another color. Oh, that color is not so visible, I think. It should be from first 2 rows, choose yours. Okay, you chose green. Okay, it's okay. Right now, you can write directly. It's okay. So, 3 plus 4 makes 7. From 7, we need to take 5 out. There remains 2. We will put that 5 to the next part as a single 1. So, 1 plus 4, 5. Plus 4, 9. From 9, we must take 5 out. There remains 4. This 5 goes to the next part as a single 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 4 is 7 again. Oh. From 7, take 5 out, there remains 2, and that 5 goes to the next part as a single 1. Thank you for solving this question. What?
It looks like you wrote it.
Because I told all the steps, huh? Yeah. I didn't write. The number 2 wrote everything. Number 1, wow, number 1 made it. I think I don't need to explain the subtraction. When it is subtraction, if you can't subtract these 2 numbers, 3 minus 4, for example, you cannot do. From the other part, you will take a 5. You will take a 5, okay? Because the base is 5, you will take a 5. Let's give you a question about subtraction. Number 2, which base do you like to have there? Which base? Show us. Base 7. Number 2 ones, base 7. So in base 7, what can I write? Is it my phone or number 3's phone? You can go out and talk. Oh. And 4, 2, 1. Let's write in here. Let's write 1, 5, and 6. Number base 7. And subtract that. Yes. We have 15 minutes more. Yes, number 2 can solve this one for us. Number 2, you can choose your colors, but choose it from first 2 rows. The other rows are a bit, you can choose the color which you like to write it, yes. Firstly, 1 minus 6, we cannot do it, so we go to the previous one, we take a 7 from there. 7 plus 1 will be 8, right there 8, not 7, right there 8, not 7, yes. Now we will make 8 minus 6 makes 2. In the first part, what remains over there? We have taken 7 from there. So 1 minus 5 we cannot do. So from 4 we take a 7. 7 plus 1, oh, again makes 8. 8 minus 5, 3. So in the first one, there remains 3 because we have taken a 7 from there. So 3 minus 1 makes 2 at the end. It's a simple thing, huh? For you at least. For some people, it's not so simple, but for you, it's a bit simple. I think number 3 can do it. Number 3 has that much talent, so we can go to the next operation, addition, multiplication and division. Number 3, let's explain you what we did. You came back, thank you. And let's do it quickly. And 1 minus 6. Oops, I cleaned that part. and I touch. 1 minus 6 we can't do. So we go to 2, we take a 7. 7 plus 1 will be 8. Now we have 8 in here. 8 minus 6 is 2. Right now there remains 1 in here in this part because we have taken a 7 from here. 1 minus 5 we can't do. We go to 4 and we take a 7 from there. So we have here 1 plus 7 makes 8. 8 minus 5 is 3. There remains 3 here. We have taken a 7. So 3 minus 1 makes 2 at the end. So we can go further, multiplication and division. So if we do only multiplication, it's enough because when it's division, we will convert to 10. We will convert both numbers to 10 base. We will divide them, and after division, we will convert the result back to that base again. Or let's show it once again to you. I can show it very quickly, and we can skip this part. Let's say we have a number in base 5. What can it be? I must arrange it as it is divisible. 4 times 5, 20. Okay, divided by. And I must arrange it as divisible. If you have this kind of division, firstly you will convert each number to base 10. This one will be 4 times 5 power 1 plus 2 times 5 power 0. If you calculate it, 4 times 5 plus 2 times 1. 4 times 5 is 20, 2 times 1 is 2, it will be 22. This number will be 2 times 5 power 1 plus 1 times 5 power 0. So 2 times 5, 10. 1 times 5 power 0 is 1. So it will be 11. So 22 divided by 11 is equal to 2. So how can we write base 2 in the base 5? 2 divided by 5 we cannot make. So you can write it directly. 2 in the base 5 because this is the only number. If it is smaller than, look at that, when you expand this number, you write 2 times 5 to the power of 0, 2 times 1. Okay, I mean, I want you to understand the idea. If there are numbers which you need to divide in different base, firstly convert, then divide. After the division, convert the result back to the same base. Okay, that is the idea. Let's do a multiplication. Oops. Let's do it in which base? Base 5 is easier to understand for you. Let's make it in base 5, 24. Let's write it 3 in base 5. In the first one, I will explain the idea. The next one you will solve because we have enough time for the next one. Or let's use this color. Now, 3 times 4 is 12. So, in 12, how many 5s can I think of, can I find? 2 5 is there, 2 5. 2 5 makes 10. If I take 2 5 out of 12, there remains 2. Now I have 2 for the next step because I took 2 5. So remember that 5 times 8 is 40. In 40, how many 10 are there? There are 4 10s. You write here, there remains nothing. If you take 4 10s out, there remains nothing. We have 4 for the next step. We take 4 10s out. So 5 times 7, 35 plus 4. We make 39. Let's say there's another number from 39. In 39, how many 10s are there? There are 3 10s. We will take 3 out and we will write 9 here. If you take 3 10s out, if you take 30 out, there remains 9 and we have 3 for the next step. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3 is 8 and we write it right. Okay, we make how many 10s? We think about how many 10s are there and we take that many 10s out and we write the remaining number. And the remaining number must be smaller than 10. in this, the remaining number, in this example, the remaining number must be smaller than 5. Let's continue. Let's go back, or let's come back again, this question. 3 times 4 is 12. In 12, I think about how many 5 can I find in 12. There are 2 5s. 2 5s makes 10. If I take 10 out, there remains 2. If I subtract 10 from 12, there remains 2. And I have 2 for the next step. 3 times 2 is 6. Then I have 2 also for the next step. 6 plus 2. Let's write for the next step. I have 2 from this multiplication. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. In 8, how many 5 are there? There's only 1. If you take 5 out from 8, if you subtract 5, that remains 3. And we took only 1 5 out. We took only 1 5 out. So we have 1 for the next step in the base 5. So you can write it at home. Let's give you a question about for you to solve. Let's write a question for you to solve. Let's clean this. I need to make it bigger, I think. The big cleaning part. And let's give you a question with another color. Let's make it really colorfully. 5 is easy to think. Let's give you something which is not easy to think. Number 3, choose a base for yourself. Except 5, between 1 and 10. Show us a base with your fingers. Oh, base, it's a very hard base. Do you want? Okay, let's do it. No problem. Number 3 wants base 7. Number 3 likes harder things, I think. 2, I cannot hit 4 and 6. Even numbers in the base 10. Let's write here a simple number to multiply 5. Let's see that did you understand the idea or not. Try it on your notebooks. Try to solve it on your notebooks. Oh, I didn't use this color before. Perhaps. 5 times 6 is 30. In 30, how many 7s are there? How many? Can you show us? How many are there? In 30, how many? If you try to divide 30 by 7, what is the number which you write? If you try to divide 30 by 7, it can be good. The last. The number which you write will be this one. Okay, there are 4 times 7 in 30. If you subtract 4 times 7 from 30, what remains? 30 minus 4 times 7. What is the result? Write it there. Or show. Look at that. 5 times 6, 30. Now, we are in the base 7. So, if there is 7 things, I can put it to the next part. If there is something 7, I can put it to the next part. So, in 30, how many 7 I can think of or I can find? I can find 4 times 7. 4 times 7 makes 28. 30 minus 28 makes 2. So, I write the remainder to this place. And I took 4 7 for the next part. We took 4 7 out for the next part. So, for the next part, we already have a plus 4. Firstly, we need to multiply. Number 1 and 2, do you have same results? Okay, there's no need to call you here, huh? 5 times 4, pardon, is 20. And plus 4 comes from the previous calculation. 20 plus 4 makes 24. So, in 24, how many 7 can we find? How many? 3. So, 3 times 7, I can take out. 3 times 7. 3 times 7, 21. 24 minus 21 is 3. So, I'll write the remainder to this part, and for the next part, I took 3 7s for the next part. So for the next part I have plus 3. Do you understand till here? Okay. 5 times 2, 10. And I have plus 3. So in 13, how many 7 do I have? How many 7 can I take out from 13? How many of them? There's only 1. So I can take 1 7 out from 13. If I take 1 7 out from 13, there remains 6. I write the remainder for this part and I have plus 1 for the next. 5 times anything or 5 times nothing I have here. So I can write that plus 1 directly to here. Do you understand right now? Is it better right now? And let's close the parentheses for the base 7. Okay? Now, do we have more time to?
1 minute.
Okay. Let's stop the lesson in here. I hope that it was good for you also. Thank you for listening us.